Hey everybody, it's me, Memphis Jones. I'm on my way to shoot the big celebration, the award ceremony for the 2020 Memphis Soul Prize. Right now we're driving by Humes High School. This is where Elvis Presley graduated. This poor kid from Tupelo, Mississippi, loved the blues, loved gospel, moved to Memphis, sang in a talent show there at Humes. Next thing you know, he's the most famous star in the history of Memphis music, easily the most successful and most famous entertainer of all time to this day. That's a Memphis story, y'all. That didn't happen in Tupelo, where he's from. It didn't happen in Vegas, where he went, or LA, or Hollywood. That happened here in Memphis, Tennessee. And it happened at school. He got into a talent show, and that changed the game. There was a teacher, his homeroom teacher actually heard him singing at the locker one day. She said, "Elvis, you seem so shy, but I heard you sing. You should sing in a talent show." Just here to tell you, just right up front, hey teachers, you have no idea the power that you wield to really create a great story in the life of a student. So we're on our way to Manassas High School. It's just on the way. I thought I'd show you. Hang tight with me for just a second. We'll get there. Man, I had to just pull over here. We're at Manassas High School. This is where Isaac Hayes graduated from high school. This story is just too good to pass up. Isaac Hayes went to this school and actually kind of got into some trouble. His family didn't have a lot of money, and they knew poverty in a very real sense. I mean, they lost their home. Isaac Hayes at one time was sleeping in the back of a broken down car in a junkyard because he didn't have anywhere else to go. He decided to drop out of high school. He just wanted to get work. He just thought the academic life is not for me. And his grandmother insisted that he finish his high school education. And a couple of teachers reached out to him also. So he came back and decided he was going to be a straight A student going into medicine. So here he is at Manassas High School and decides in his senior year he's going to enter a talent contest, and he's singing a song, and he said, "I just decided during the bridge to drop down on my knees." And he said when he did, all the girls in the auditorium screamed. He said the house came down, and that was it. His medical dreams went out the window, and from then on he was going to be an entertainer. I'm talking about Isaac Hayes at Manassas High School. This is just a student at a school here in the Memphis City school system. Listen, Isaac Hayes went on to become the first African-American songwriter to win a Grammy for Best Song in a Motion Picture with Shaft in 1972. He was nominated for several Grammys, won several Grammys, even became the honorary king of a small African country because of his humanitarian work. Someone like Isaac Hayes, I know that's one in a million, but Elvis Presley is too. These people just come they seem to come from nowhere. But both of these stories come from the schools here in Memphis, Tennessee. So you never know where a movement might begin, but I'm just already talking about two that begin here in Memphis in the schools. So how about you come with me and we go to the Memphis Soul Prize award ceremony. We talk about 5 new stars that are on the rise in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis Soul Prize.
Hey everybody, we are so glad that you joined us tonight here for the Memphis Soul Prize 2020 Award Show. I'm Donnie Granger, founder of Memphis Soul Prize.
I'm Memphis Jones, unofficial ambassador of Memphis music to the whole world.
That's right. I'm glad you're here, Memphis. I'm glad you guys are here. We have something special for you tonight. We are going to be celebrating our students, the poetry that they wrote, the films that have been made based on that poetry, and it's all about celebrating Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is a really special moment that you're here with us right now, because in the history of Memphis Soul Prize and the history of this great city, there's never been so many people united around this particular cause, just lifting up the culture, the history, and even the future of our city and the students that make it so wonderful.
That's right. And as we get started, to catch you all up to speed, we're going to go ahead and start with a little bit about what Memphis Soul Prize is, what it has been, and what it's going to be. So check this out. How are a people united and a culture elevated? Beauty. When honesty and insight and creativity combine in the human heart, magic happens. New realities are formed, new possibilities are imagined. Beauty has power. Poetry has power. This is the Memphis Soul Prize, where we are uniting the people of Memphis, Tennessee around celebrating the good and elevating the story of our city. We're joining together to do something special, Memphis. First, it's a contest open to every high schooler in the city. Our students learn about the history, the music, the culture of Memphis, Tennessee, and through their eyes, we get to see the things that they love about the city that loves them. And secondly, it's a creative celebration. We collaborate with the students, with musicians, with creation studios, and we create films to bring to life the students' poetry. And that's where you come in. Your job is to celebrate, to support these students. They're giving us a new song to sing, and we have to sing it so the whole world can hear it. Memphis is special, and enthusiasm is contagious. It's up to all of us to unite our hearts, to celebrate the good, and elevate the story of our city. I cannot wait to see where this goes. This is the Memphis Soul Prize. Since we started Memphis Soul Prize, we've seen the effect of it on everyone involved, from the students to the teachers to the people creating, the sponsors. Everyone that knows about it has said, that's amazing. We love the idea of that.
Yeah, and really what's amazing to me is to see and to discover the possibility, like the value in everyone uniting around this. Like, we're talking about a synergy here. And we went to several schools here in the city and watched a little bit of the creative process as these teachers were guiding the students in their poetry and also in their delivery. And while we were at Overton High School, we actually got to see a student who performed their poem as a rap. And it was really, really inspiring to see the city through the lens of the words in this poem, and also in the cadence and the delivery and the tempo and the time. It was kind of a transcendent moment where I got to see the city in a completely new way. What we're discovering here through these amazing poems is that Memphis, Tennessee might mean something a little bit different to every person that lives in it, but we can all rally around how wonderful it is that we get to experience it together.
Yeah, and everybody who has come together to make this possible is experiencing that. So from our sponsors to the creative people who helped us make these films, it's just been a joy to watch the spirit of Memphis come alive in them. The power of it has moved the whole world. Everybody knows Memphis, Tennessee. Anywhere you go in the world, they know Memphis, Tennessee. And we're seeing it born almost for the first time in some of these students. We're seeing it come alive. They're realizing just how cool their city is. But we couldn't have done any of this without our sponsors, without the people who have come alongside us to make this possible. So watch this. You can see a little bit of the backstory on how we got to tonight.
We don't always hear from your perspective.
Don't ever compare yourself and your style of inspiration to anybody else's. Listen to me right now, look at me, because I want you to believe me, I love you. I'm so moved to be in your company.
Made in Memphis Music, professional studio, hang out with David Porter, record our 5 poets doing their poetry.
Memphis Soul Pride. Am I excited to be a part of Memphis Soul Pride? You bet your boots I am.
For our company to be able to point potential people that we're trying to bring into Memphis to the Memphis Soul Prize and see what you guys are doing, it just shows all those people that our young people have a love for this city.
We want to be the catalyst that lets everybody celebrate every good thing that's happening in Memphis.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record.
One of my favorite things about being here and being part of the Memphis Soul Prize is the inspiration that I feel seeing the new wave of Memphis, Tennessee literally come to life.
I love that about Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is known for collaboration. Artists just hanging out with each other. And all over town, artists are hanging out with each other and new things are born from what they create together.
Something to compare this to, like in the history of Memphis as a music town. It's like when a young artist who's been, they fall in love with music, they fall in love with the creative process, they see, they've got like on the horizon is this place where they want to arrive someday at some point, and they end up, meeting the gatekeeper, the door opens, they get to try this, here comes their song, now they've got other people on their team, the band is formed, they record it, and then days go by, weeks go by, and then finally they're driving around in their car and they hear on the radio their song being played. I mean, this is something that's been portrayed in so many movies, that this is a moment in the lives of these artists. And so here tonight, somewhere in this city, there's going to be 5 students that are literally hearing their song on the radio right now, and you get to be a part of it and imagining, like the heart's just breaking for joy because suddenly the world is a completely different place and the horizon isn't as far away as it looked just a minute ago.
Wow. And I love the idea, and I know you're out there, students, I love the idea that you're at your house, you're watching this, and you're going to see for the first time with all of us the magic that was created by your thoughts. Out of your heart, these words came, and now they're going to be brought to life.
Wow.
All right, so our first film tonight is A Hill Is Not My Home by Autumn Bobo, White Station High School.
Awesome. There's a great poem. In the beginning of this poem, she talks about bright lights, like on top of the Hernando de Soto Bridge. That really just resonates with me because we always have to have something to lift our eyes to, because there's always going to be, she mentions the turmoil of the origin of this city, birth pains. This city is in a constant state of becoming. We are becoming what we're going to be tomorrow, and tomorrow we are becoming what will be the day after that. But there's this city of hope. There's this light on a hill, that Memphis has always been. We're going to get to Memphis. We're going to make it to Memphis. Someday I'm going to be in Memphis. It's just like, even today all around the world, people still say that about this city.
Yeah, so her lines bring that out. I love the idea of the beacon.
Yes.
The beacon, that her light is a beacon.
Right, it just brings people, Memphis draws people. That's just true. It's true today, it's always been true.
Well, you guys don't know what we're talking about. You haven't seen the film yet. So with that in mind, we are happy to introduce you to A Hill Is Not My Home.
I live in a city upon a bluff, a place where the sounds and symphonies ringing through the streets gleam, but never more brightly than the twinkle lining her bridge's peaks. Lights that curl and flow, carrying me in my own. And where should I direct mine? Do I shine my beacon down Beale around the hard edges and soft corners of our melody so sweet? Or will the shimmer be in my eyes as my home spins a tale? A story of the city built in turmoil. My ancestors, the same ones who raised my great city, just as easily could have raised it. But instead we grew, traveled a road bumpy and barren, floated down the murky Mississippi of our past, made a house into a home. We took our histories and merged into our own little melting pot, a mixture sweeter than the chocolate of my skin. And at any time, if I look around, I see a taste unique to me. Now, all I know, through sleet and shine, grit and grind, is home.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was A Hill Is Not My Home by Autumn Bobo, an amazing film. And we want to especially thank Collage Dance Collective for hooking us up with the dancer in that. Her name is Carmen Savage. She travels all over the world teaching people about Memphis jukin'. Hope you enjoyed that. That was fun to do.
So cool, and what a beautiful city, man. Just great shots. I mean, what a photogenic city of the year award goes to Memphis, Tennessee. Amazing.
Perfect.
This next video is by Yasmin Harani from Cordova High School. And I like the night that we recorded these at the studio was really, really special. And you'll probably remember this. Her dad brought her to the studio and he was there with her. Do you remember?
I love it.
It was amazing. He was in the lobby with the other parents, and I just happened to focus on him. I've got a daughter, and so I was just really moved. And I actually talked with him just a moment because he seemed to be very emotional about what this meant for him and for his daughter, just this particular moment. And so while she was at the mic and you were in the control room, and I remember you went in a couple times and you were like coaching with some lines, just this incredibly creative and intricate moment, the studio, the lights, and so for this dad to be in that environment and to see all of these people at work in a creative process. And I remember seeing that he was choked up as he watched through the glass while she was reading. And I was just thinking, man, this is a page in the story of their family that he's always going to remember. And she'll always have this like as a token, like where she was there and she came out and her dad just gave her this great big hug. It was just so moving, man.
Wow.
This is a great, great poem. Did I just totally say everything you were going to say? It's
love
so
it.
great.
It's so good, man. I love how powerful that was. So here you go. Bread Giver by Yasmin Harani.
Much to offer, much to gain, but not one thing done in vain. The children we treat, the people we greet, our history grows with no ends to meet. The culture, society, but you are priority, named after the capital of an empire. We too dominate what is ours. With care and caution, we do as we please. The music deep beneath the soles of our feet. We educate those who dream dreams they wish to achieve. So surely, the 901 knows how to run, but there is still much to be done, or so the story goes. But only you can know how far our city grows. We the breadwinners, the bread givers, the all-out distributors. We, the Memphians, are truly the Olympians of the South.
So Yasmin made something very special for us as Memphians. I love the line, Olympians of the South. What does that mean to you?
Well, like the Olympian of the South, I mean, first, that's just such a monolithic word. I'm just thinking about, like, as she's writing that, she must have felt like, yeah, you know, that's a good one. But like, to be an Olympian or to be a champion, like literally you're championing something. You're a standard bearer. It's not just about competition. It's not just about getting ahead. It's about really setting a standard and raising a standard for people to rally around. That's a very powerful line.
That's cool. Yeah. I love there's just these moments in these poems that just stand out as that's spectacular. And that was one of them for me.
Great word, spectacular.
Okay, cool. So now I want to make sure we thank David Lynch as part of that film. He was the artist in that film. David is an amazing artist. His work is all over Memphis, Tennessee, and collectors have it. It's just this fun, vibrant, amazing work that celebrates the spirit of the city. So thank you, David, for that. So our next film is That Great Memphis Wind by McKenna Hall. She goes to East High School. This poem was so fun for me because in the recording of it, when we're in there with David Porter's team, the poem is about wind, right? She was recording, it was a little bit stiff. She was delivering it well, but it was a little stiff the whole time. And so I had her just kind of rock back and forth and swing her arms back and forth.
Wow.
And so the whole time she's doing the poem, you're gonna hear it, the whole time she's doing the poem, imagine her in the studio with headphones on and a mic in front of her face, and her eyes are closed and she's swaying in the wind.
Wonderful.
And that was the take, that everyone in the room was like, wow, what just happened? Like you could feel it in her voice and it changed everything. It was so much fun.
Wow, moment. Well, let's watch it.
Okay, here we go. A Great Memphis Wind by McKenna Hall, East High School.
It's been felt forever and will forevermore. That great Memphis wind that warms the core. It sways giddy couples to the beat as soul singers bring them to their feet. It whips through the hair of pedestrians walking along the scenic big river crossing. It swirls its way into everyone's nose, the scent of barbecue, savory and exposed. It urges us forward on the great street of Beale, home to the Flippers, A. Schwab's, and many a good meal. It's been felt forever and will forevermore. that great Memphis wind from years of lore. It sang with B.B. King as he got his start, growing the blues as an art. It was felt by Elvis when he graced our sweet town with his Graceland gates. It spread the message of Dr. King as he worked till the end, so freedom would ring. It blew through Handy's trumpet, steady and sure, with a sound so sad, yet so strong and pure. It carried the sound from Johnny Cash's perch as he first shared his talents at Galloway Church. It flies with kiddos as they climb up high in the Children's Museum's maze to the sky. It inspires adults as they critique every restaurant on Madison Avenue, just as they want. It's been felt forever and will forevermore. That great Memphis wind, with its great, mighty roar.
Wow, how powerful.
Yeah.
The words and the images, and all the things that she was citing, like that was like a history tour, and like I was just so moved watching that. Wow, McKenna Hall, that's amazing. That was just really moving. I could tell, like as you were talking about sort of the direction or the coaching that you were giving her, that there was a dance, that there was a dance in that. Just really moving, really exciting.
I love it. Wow. I love the moments in Memphis history that she brought out. That was special. We can all relate to that. We can all feel that. Very powerful film.
Loved it. The dancer was incredible.
Yeah. The dancer is Ricky from Collage Dance Collective. He's amazing. He came to Memphis a few years ago because of Kevin Thomas at Collage Dance Collective. They're doing special things.
Awesome.
Right here in Memphis, Tennessee. The whole world knows about Collage, and they're traveling all over the world telling people about dance and dancing for people, and it's just beautiful. And it's right here. And so Ricky came and danced for us, and that was just so special. We had no idea what we were in for.
Yeah,
it was amazing,
wonderful.
Just inspiring.
Man, I hope that you're sort of catching the culture and the currency, of what's being brought to the surface here in these poems. This is just so exciting. Hey, our next poem is called Home Sweet Home. It's by a student from Overton High School named Veronica Holmes. Let's watch it.
Memphis is home sweet home. It's in my DNA and my chromosomes. I love Memphis and I'll scream it loud so everyone can hear me in the crowd. The stadium's packed with Grizzlies pride, walking with that Memphian stride, sitting back thinking on Beale Street sipping, foot tapping, hands clapping, and the beat starts ringing. Here's my love song to the place that raised me and the place that made me. I'm nothing but a southern girl, Memphis belle. Grew up in Midtown, just a hop and a skip from grand old downtown. Let the music play, I have something to say. Here's my love song to the 901 Strong. A city known for its renowned attractions and soulful satisfactions. Immersed in arts, music, soul, and history. You can't tell me Memphis isn't a great city.
This poem just made us laugh. It was just so fun. Like, it feels like she's skipping through Memphis, Tennessee. Everywhere from the FedEx Forum to Midtown to downtown. And I love the word, every time I think about it, I just hear 901 strong, 901 strong. Like she's got some great words, great little lines that just make us happy, make us smile.
Something I just absolutely loved about that video is the musicality of her lyric. Like it sounded like she was actually singing a song as well as writing or composing a poem about this city. Like it was just really, it just seemed to have a lot of art to it.
Yeah, it did.
A lot of great energy to it.
And what was weird, like thinking about it now as you say that, I remember being in the studio and there's no music playing. There was a power in her voice, a tone in her voice. Like it was like, okay, she means this.
There's a tempo in there.
There was something special, and so now to put the music to it, that's what music's all about, right? It's coming from the heart, and then you add the music, you add the love, and all this stuff, and magic happens. So what's special about this too, the artist in that film is Crystal. She actually runs the studio at Made in Memphis Entertainment, so David Porter's team. What I love about it is I called her and said, hey, I need an artist to just draw on the wall. Don't worry about it, I'll show you what to draw. And she just showed up. But that's what Memphis is full of. People that don't do something for a living, but they're artists and they're great.
Amazing.
So Crystal was awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Really, everything that seems impossible suddenly becomes possible in Memphis, Tennessee.
In Memphis, Tennessee, that's right. So here we go. On to our next film, The River That Sings by Micaiah Smith. She goes to Central High School. This poem is beautiful. She's got her grandmother cooking, pouring her soul into the food. She's got a record being spun and it's already done like that scratchy sound. I love it so much because I feel what she's saying, the tempo, the beat, and the metaphors that she's putting into it.
There's this particular line that really still stands out to me where she says, what a beautiful young lady I've turned out to be, or what a beautiful young woman I've turned out to be. And I remember being struck that it was as if the voice of the city was speaking through the voice in her poem.
Wow.
You know, because Memphis itself, could say, what a beautiful young woman or young lady I've turned out to be. You know, that's just kind of poignant and just wonderful, and hits me right in the heart.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense because then you go to the title, The River That Sings. So it is the city singing. Wow.
Amazing.
That's deep. I didn't even realize that till this moment.
I love it.
So here we go, Memphis. Enjoy.
Beating drums as cotton spun. Can you hear it? Around the wheel like a record already done. Do you feel it? And so still, if these tears are my eyes, then I hear it. Guitar strings plucked, the humming of my grandma pouring her soul as she begins to cook. But no, I stump my foot and hear my soul. And if I tend to go down into the muddy deep, don't worry, I come up clean, rock and roll coding me. The blues sing from inside of me, a song, I stomp. This home I've known for so long taught me things and birthed from within inside of me, a love. But to them I sing, no scream, this is the city that raised me. What a beautiful young lady I've turned out to be. The foundation of this city, rock and roll, the people you see and have always known. That's a love you can only find rolling on the river and listening to the hum. So from the top of the highest peak I scream that Memphis is my home. It's giving me a song, and I'll sing it for all time until the day I flow on.
That's a special poem, that's a special film, and we want to thank our friends down at the Memphis Metal Museum for helping us with that. And so in this sculpture, you had cotton bowls as the base, you had a ladder coming up out of that, so the ladder meant a lot. It's symbolically of an upward climb. And then you had the river being the top of this, the river flowing out and reflecting the lines of her poem. So that brought these images into a very concrete metaphor. And so together, those things from the bowl to the ladder, the river, create a music note, which is the soul of Memphis, Tennessee, the soul of her poem. So thank you, Metal Museum, for helping us make that. This is very special. That sculpture is very special. So, and just like the poem, just like this whole thing, it's very special.
Awesome. I gotta say that the words that she chose, these different elements, so they're personal to her, but they're also common and things that we share. And the fact that she was like sort of forging, her idea, that sort of like I saw a marriage in the different art forms that are being created, because this whole city, that's the story of our city, is a city that has been forged from something that is common, something that's personal, but what in the expression, it exists in the whole world, like we said several times during this particular program. The whole world knows the name of Memphis, Tennessee. The entire world knows what happens here, what's created here, what's possible here. And they continue to come day after day after day.
Yeah, I love that. And so in all of these poems, every one of them, they are mixing together experiences that they had, experiences that are common, and they're making something special. They're blending them together into a recipe that we can all relate to, we can all get excited about.
And we can all share. We call it the Memphis Soul Prize because there is a prize. And so let's just take a little time and let's talk about the prize that's available tonight.
Okay, perfect. So thanks to our sponsors, thanks to everyone who's supporting this. We've got some amazing things. First of all, for all the students, they're all finalists, all 5 of them.
Yeah,
so they all get prizes, so that's cool. So let's, first of all, we have a journal and writing set from Minaj Stationery. We have a night out at the movies from Mountco Theaters. They've been amazing sponsors. We have a whole collection of restaurants have given gift certificates for these kids to go out with their families and enjoy that.
Yeah.
We have a tour for the students and their families for Sun Studios.
Oh, wonderful. They're going to come out of that, loving their city even more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
And every one of these students gets a $300 scholarship thanks to the generous families that are supporting Memphis Soul Prize. Wonderful. So that's every one of the kids. That's all 5 of them.
All 5 of them, they've got that. It's wonderful, man.
And then these kids wouldn't be who they are without the amazing teachers helping them and teaching them and drawing out the beauty from them as part of this project. So we want to reward the teachers. So all 5 of the teachers are going to receive that same collection of amazing restaurants, gift certificates. They're going to receive coffee from our friends down at Dr. Bean's Coffee, best coffee on the planet. They're going to get coffee from Dr. Bean's, and a spa day from our friends at Gold's Day Spa. So thank you, teachers. You are amazing. We love you. We couldn't do this without you. Our city wouldn't be what it is without you guys.
Amen.
So thank you.
That's right.
So then we go to the winning school. So the student who wins, her school will receive from our friends at Yuletide Office Solutions what's called a Go Safe system. So the Go Safe system is an AI-driven body thermometer and facial recognition scanner so that everybody enters that building is going to feel safe. So awesome gift from Yuletide Office Solutions. Thank you guys. The school that receives that's going to be very blessed. The winner of the whole thing. So the one who receives the Memphis Soul Prize, the winner is going to receive, in addition to all that other stuff, a whole year of movie passes for themselves and a date. So that's going to be fun for them.
Awesome.
And a $5,000 scholarship from Visible Music College right here in Memphis, Tennessee, an amazing college.
On Madison Avenue.
Yeah.
A music school right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you to Ken Stortz for heading that up and founding that. Amazing. What
Students
a great school.
They come from all over the world to go to this school.
Yes,
and
they
so
do.
Ken was very excited to bless the winner of Memphis Soul Prize with that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So before we announce the winner, I just want to say to all of our poets, thank you so much for opening your heart to us, opening your mind to us, and letting us see what you see, giving us a new song to sing, as we like to say.
Yeah.
So amazing work to all 5 of you.
Yeah, and also every student that took part in the Memphis Soul Prize, like from day 1 all the way up to the end. I mean, like just going through the process, it means so much. I can remember a couple of teachers that really inspired me and poured into me and sort of like let me trust my creativeness, my creativity, and sort of like changed my life, changed the entire arc of what I thought was possible as a kid growing up in the Memphis City Schools. So thank you to every teacher, every student, and as we continue to go and continue to grow, we hope that you'll be riding right along with us. And we already explained tonight that the city has voted on these. Like the city voted on the poems, right? Just the poetry.
The word, just the written word.
Right, so that was at our website. If you haven't done that yet, remember, we're gonna be doing this again, so you'll have a chance next year to vote on the next round.
Right.
So these kids that poured their heart and soul into these words and gave us these ideas, they're the thing that's being celebrated. The city that they live in and loves them is being elevated, and we're about to announce the winner. Like, should we have, is there catering involved? What's
a balloon drop?
Yeah, how can we do this, a little drum roll?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and announce
All right,
the
so
2020.
the winner of the 2020 Memphis Soul Prize is A Hill Is Not My Home by Autumn Bobo.
Autumn Bobo, a hill is not my home.
Congratulations, Autumn. I'm so excited for you.
You're getting an ovation from the crew. We all loved your poem so much and loved the video so much. All of these were really spectacular, but you know, it's just the way that it is when you're having a contest, and if there's only one prize, then one person has to get it. So congratulations.
Hey everybody, I want to interrupt for 5 seconds. Ken Stortz from Visible Music College has just decided to give all 5 of our finalists a $5,000 scholarship to Visible Music College. So congratulations to all 5 of you winners. Thank you, Ken Stortz. You're the man. We love you so much. Thanks for supporting what we're doing here at Memphis Soul Prize. Back to the show.
Amen. Congratulations to everyone, and congratulations to you, Autumn. Remember this moment. I'm sure that a lot of us will.
Yeah. What's cool about it is, even though there's only one main prize, everyone's winning here. As an artist, these kids have created something. These students have brought something to life.
Wonderful.
And now we all get to share that for a long, long time. The whole world gets to share in that, and I hope these students feel the weight of that. The glory of that, right? They've made something that the whole world gets to see and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Take the time to share this with everybody that you know, every way that you can. And these videos, all of the 5 contestants, these videos are going to be given to them so that they'll have something that to remember this and to share in a very unique way. So there's plenty to celebrate in this process of the Memphis Soul Prize. There's plenty to celebrate because new things and new great things are coming out of Memphis, Tennessee all the time.
That's right. Thank you, Memphis, Tennessee, for making this possible. Thank you for sharing in it. Thank you for celebrating it. We love you.
Yeah.
Can't wait for next year.
Yeah, God bless you. See you next year.
Hey everybody, we've had over 500 comments, people liking, sharing, tagging their friends. It's been amazing watching people share this. So we're giving away the Apple AirPod Pros right now. We put all the names into the hat. The winner that came out is Eli Berry at You Should Be Living. We're so happy for you, Eli. You should be living even cooler now with the AirPod Pros. So congratulations, man. They'll be coming to you very soon.
Every once in a while, you are so into the work, and then something comes along that really reminds you why you do what you do.
Watching News Channel 3 live at 9. A new contest is inspiring young Memphians to write about what the Bluff City means to them.
Soul Prize. Soul Prize.
Soul Prize.
Soul Prize.
Soul Prize.
Memphis Soul Prize.
I just want to tell you that God has blessed you with an ability to create, to see and perceive, but also to have a voice. Your voice is completely unique. There's no one else in the world that's ever lived or ever will live that can see and say what you can see and say.
Thank you so much for tuning into the 2020 Memphis Soul Prize Award Show. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. The Memphis Soul Prize 2020 Award Show is made possible by the support of these local businesses, organizations, and individuals. Thank you.